This week we're going to be, or today, we're going to have another show on Friday, but today we're going to discuss Pillage and Wrong Thinker Thinks. We'll breeze through that one. But let me introduce everybody from top to bottom. Aussie.
Oh, good morning. That's unusual. I'm usually last.
Well, yeah.
Somehow I
Lady
got
Cat.
there.
It's
Hello.
alphabetical. Hey,
Hello.
Lady Cat. Magic Mike.
Who's asleep?
He's off making water somewhere. And Jeff.
I'm here.
Very good. So let's go to the first slide. Bug fixes, which has been getting smaller and smaller as time's gone by. Fix intermittent issue wherein the basilisk did not fire enemy halls with built-in mortar. Anybody run into this? I know there's issues with the Breacher Dreadnought.
What I found during shipwreck, when I was doing the bases, they would actually stop firing. I was outside the base, things were in its range, and the inbuilt mortar would stop firing. I would have to retreat, go back in, and put my ship in exactly the same spot, and it would fire on it. That was a bit weird. I do it every now and again, but I think I worked out it was something to do with targeting, because if I clicked on the OP at a certain stage in the battle, it would actually, and the normal mortars and everything else were dropping on everything else before it targeted it, they would stop firing. They wouldn't fire on it, and I don't understand why. So I had to stop targeting the ops and just let it do its own thing.
Okay. So, next time you run across that, we'll see if it's fixed. We do have Bounty 23 coming up in a couple of weeks. Or, people that are out hitting bases and whatnot, they'll probably see if this is this little problem has been taken care of. So, Lady Cat, you don't say oh, I want those shoes.
Oh, let me go back and look at them.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay. I'm wearing the skirt, so I was just checking.
No, but I want that outfit.
Okay. All right. This week we're in Pillage, and it might be a surprise to a couple people that don't watch the show, so it's probably repeating myself here. There is no plans for a Forsaken mission this week. They've kept it to the point where we're not sure, but that's the assumption. And then Fly By Night is next week. And then everything, VXP Weekend, FM is back, August Bounty, Bounty 23, and we're assuming a Forsaken mission is going to go with that as well. So... Any thoughts?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Get to lose some tokens.
All righty. Pillage. We don't even know what number Pillage this is. Like 5 or 4?
I don't know, but I remember when it started as bacon.
8.
Like
No,
chests. I wish we got chests again. But anyway, no, I don't know what Pillage this is.
Okay. Well, let's move on to some of the details associated with this Pillage. All righty. They've split the S targets into 2 groups. Last time we had the 124 all by itself. With the bonus was off and whatnot. The 126 is in here now. I haven't hit it. I've heard it's onerous.
I'm going to it right now.
Uh-oh. Sure, are you gonna screen share this?
If you want me to. I mean, I haven't seen it.
Well, yeah.
I won't like it.
You won't like it, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
19 minutes on the 124.
Yeah,
Okay.
we get a little more than that on this.
Okay. I mean, if you want to screen share it, I'll put.
Let me close my midget porn.
Okay. If you want to screen share it, I think people would like to.
I'll do it just to be
Everybody, get your
a team
popcorn.
player.
Mm-hmm.
Don't laugh too loud, or don't laugh out loud. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Even the people. What about people in the YouTube chat? They can laugh.
I guess they can laugh out loud.
Okay.
You might have to mute us.
I don't know if it's showing or not.
I'm okay. I'm turn it over to you.
Let me know if it's.
I'm gonna go full screen.
And I'm on full screen.
Yeah, and I went full screen on you. So yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, give us a little tour.
All right. There we go. Now these are missing at least 2 pieces of armor on each one, just for sake of for talking.
Yeah. When are we gonna get this armor?
I don't know. We don't really need it because my ones with armor did about the same as my ones with no armor.
Yeah, which is a good point that we should just keep till later as far as the wrong thinker thinks, taking credit for survival as a change to the game, because armor became a little bit useless after that. So
Crap already.
Now, what I found when I did this target was that it's sort of better to clear out one of those things and just wait and let the ship come. That way you're not getting hit by everything all at once.
yeah, don't chase the girls. Let them come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. It already looks like if you got more than one monolith shooting at you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Because these are way more accurate than the one in the 124.
Well, probably a higher projectile speed. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it looks like, in a lower arc.
You know.
Yeah, this is going to be slightly ugly.
It's not too bad. I mean, it could be worse.
And I probably shouldn't have went down that channel right there.
Yeah, you got all 3 of them aiming at you at one time. That's probably
that's
the
the
best.
problem.
Yeah.
And the guns and the turrets too. So
Yeah, and you're chasing that one as opposed to the one heading towards you. But yeah.
Yeah, I did one that wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed at all with the skills here.
Yeah, I think an anti-clockwise pattern might be better. I've
Yeah.
only done one, and I went clockwise. So
I went anti-clockwise, and then I killed them by that little block, and then I kind of just sat and waited for them to come around.
yeah.
But I'm sure somebody will come up with good paths and good ways to do it.
To be a little while. Put him in the walker, like I did yesterday.
Are you talking about Mike? Yeah, that might help.
I need a walker.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It really fit in with what we were watching.
Oh, sorry. No, someone asked. Yeah, I got asked Dr. Baby for a minute, and I said, "Hang on, put him in the walker."
It's okay.
Usually I mute it.
What are you saying, Headache? What about co-oping them ships?
Go AOP. Oh, take out the OP, then the ships.
Oh,
I
okay.
think is what he's saying. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Switch over. Yeah, don't chase them. Let the ladies come to you. So take a right. Yeah. At least that's what makes. I haven't hit this target, but yeah, that's
not my cat in the background, by the way.
Yeah, let them come to you. Don't chase them.
Just keep running from it?
No, go towards it. Go towards it.
Well, yeah. Now you're gonna have to.
I'm going to in a minute here. I'm going to go the back way.
Yeah. But I'm saying, in generally, don't chase them because you're gonna take more damage that way. Let them,
Hoping to go right past it.
Yeah, take a look at their pattern and then and then
The problem is their arc is too low and their speed is too high on the projectiles, and that's what I think the big difference from the 124 is. Because I'll do a 124 if three and a half freaking hours.
Mm-hmm. All right. Should we go back to the?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go back to the targets seamlessly, and so that was the 126, the 124. A lot of people have seen in the FM. A lot of people have gotten that down to less than 10 minutes, 5 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So that's
I took 19.
but the same as the FM.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the 124 target. Yeah. So those two combined for 10,000, and then we have the 100 and the 102, which are siege targets, and both of those sets provide a bonus of 10,000. So you get 20,000 for doing both. My favorite for a while has been the B targets, where you get 5,000 for the completion. As far as I've seen, they haven't changed. The Garrison 67 is a 120, but you can only do them with Inferno Dragons and the Greta. And the 63, don't use the Buccaneer, use the Hydra. And you can do the Hydra for definitely instant repair on the map, possibly many of them with instant repair on the map. And it really depends on what your Inferno Dragon does in the 120. I have not hit any of the C targets, and those aren't that many points. But I don't know. Thoughts, anybody?
Benjamin says they changed the 67s. So it's a new target now. It's the 120.
Okay.
And Bama agrees with me. It's not as far as the 124 is not the same as the 125 and the FM.
No, it's not. No.
It's the 124 from last Pillage.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you did it last Pillage, it's the same.
The models are different. They had in the FM they have those groups of 3 where this one just has the singles all going around in circles.
Yeah, it's like the
Otherwise,
last.
it's kind of the same, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to. I have my.
3.
I have 2 hours until because I've been using mostly tokens to upgrade my Inferno Dragons to U3, so I can hit the B target. So it's like a smaller 124. Okay. As far as the 67, is it a similar damage, Ben? Using the Inferno Dragons, or so we'll get back on that.
The problem is the show starts just right after Pillage starts, so we all haven't had a chance to try it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. All right, here's the main prize, which is the Viper Gatling gun. It has a 6-hour, couple of minute refit time. It's for your silverfish. We'll get to the pricing of it later. But basically, with a little bit of extra time and a 1-day token, you can put 4 of them on. It does 15-20% more damage, but it has a quicker wind-up time, but it also wears out faster than the barbed Gatling gun. So it's a slightly different weapon. But you could put 2 days per ship. So it's basically 10 days. They've given us 10 days of silverfish upgrade or build tokens, but it's 5 for the steel head or the steel plate, and 5 for the normal ones. So this still could get done, but do you want to do this? Is the question. Do you want to spend the time as opposed to potentially upgrading your ships to U3, or is this?
Or upgrading your suppressor.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. So thoughts on the Pit Viper?
I'm hoping to be able to put at least some on. Maybe half and half if I can.
That's what I was going to ask. Does that look like a half and half? Good idea.
Yeah, you're going to get plenty of tokens. So, yeah, it's just hard to tell as far as how necessary this is and how different the fact that if you're not firing, it wears out twice as fast as the barbed Gatling gun. You know, I go down to the bottom and look at the special abilities. The wind-up is not half as much, but the decay time is half as much. So it's for somebody that has a faster hitting fleet. So I'm going to earn some of them, but I'm still not completely sold on this as a huge upgrade on what we had previously. Thoughts, anybody?
Yeah.
Last resort.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else is going on. It's something to do, I guess.
I don't see any.
Well,
really want that.
or would you rather take your Silverfish to U3?
Well, we have enough tokens for that too now.
Yeah. We'll get to that, but yeah, we have tokens for that.
So the only thing, yeah, to consider is the shipyard being busy for building the next raid fleet.
Are you outside, Jeff?
No, is that a wind noise you're hearing?
Yeah. Yes.
No, it's not from me.
Okay. Are you jet skiing?
No, I'm blowing on the mic. It's hot.
I see.
Yeah.
Smoking hot. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's move on to the next one. See what we got. There's a shitload of prizes, so I've only put select prizes. The two new prizes, which is the Viper Gatling gun, 10,000 each with a maximum claim of 40. So, yeah. Just to put that in perspective, Lady Cat, you want to go back to the target list? So we're talking 400,000. So it's not that. Is it not awful? So because you basically get 20,000 to get to 400,000, so you need to hit what, 20 sets, or am I off by a factor of 10? So you need to hit 20, right?
Yeah, 20's right.
Yeah,
That's not a lot.
yeah.
With the suppressor kits, you need 22.4.
Yeah. We'll get to that one next, but I just wanted to, And let's go back to the prize list. Yeah, and then then you need okay, you get 25, and you have limited number of claims of 4. You need to have 100 in order to upgrade your suppressor, and that takes about 9 days,
depending on your upgrade status. Yeah, mine's 8 days, 2 hours, 24 minutes.
Okay, 8 to 9 days for the suppressor. It adds survivability, a lot of survivability. It adds a little bit of combat speed, and I don't know. It was unimpressive besides the survival. part of it, but yeah, it was sort of unimpressive for 8 or 9 days that you could only coin away.
You can get a second one now, can't you?
No.
Well, it says you can win one. I'm not sure what the limit is in the.
The limit's 1.
Well, I looked at the prizes. It didn't say I owned it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
show
until
that.
yeah. Just go into, if you go into your base and you look up your limited items, if you go into holes, it'll say 1 of 1 if you've got it.
okay.
And there's 0 of 1 if you haven't got it.
Okay. And as we look down the list, we'll see VXP tokens for the silverfish, and we see build tokens. There's 5 for the normal ships, and there's 5 for the flag. This carries on all the way at the bottom with the upgrade tokens for both. So I found it a little odd. You know, they offer 10 tokens between the two of them, between the steel plate and the normal silverfish. Why don't they just do this at 2 and 8 as opposed to 5 and 5? Does anybody understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, there's one flagship, and then there's 4 other ships. You know, 2 and 8 would still be the same number of tokens.
It's kick sense.
Should be 5 and 20.
Kicks logic.
4 and 20.
Yeah, but 2 and 8 would make more sense to me personally. But yeah, because they did figure out that ratio with the upgrade kits. If you look at the bottom, you know, the 3rd one from the bottom and the 4th one from the bottom, they have figured it out there, but they haven't figured it out with the tokens. So whatever.
Kicks math. We all know it's not the same as ours.
No, I just feel personally, I feel that there's so many new Kicks people involved that they don't really know what they're doing when they do this stuff. At least it doesn't feel that way when I see things like this. So,
And yeah, but surprising.
mm-hmm.
I see in chat, you can have 2 suppressors.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you could. They must have changed it from before, because I looked the other day and it still had 1 of 1 on mine. Okay.
Yeah, if somebody can go in and look at their
I'm actually just going in my base.
their limited blueprint lab, they can see what the limit is.
Yeah, I've just gone into my base. I'll have a look.
Are you doing it, Aussie? Otherwise, I can do it right away.
Yeah, I'm right there now. Hang on. I've got to find the ship now. What is it?
Hey, yeah, chat's already saying you can, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we like
Oh.
you know.
Game
I don't believe everything I read on the internet. So
Hang on,
it'd be
my
nice
game
to
crashed.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
Yeah. Okay, I can add you to the because you're still screen sharing.
Well, I just crashed too.
That's exactly what happened to me. As soon as I went into it, it
I went
crashed.
into that. Yep.
Listening to the show, they
It's
were like, no.
yeah.
No, this is not the way it's supposed to work. So
It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
yeah,
I got nothing else running.
Well, the other thing
Neither
is
have
I
I.
crashed going in the one of the Praetorian targets right when I went in. I crashed, and then Jeff told me he did the same thing. So,
Right, let's try that again.
It is a conspiracy theory. Not theory. It is a conspiracy.
Okay. So,
Sorry.
the other things I think personally, I feel like are missing out of these tokens, and is the Dragon and Greta Inferno Dragon upgrade tokens. I feel like there should be a couple added in here with all of these available. Anybody
Okay,
else?
Huh, there you go. Yeah, I've got 1 of 2 now.
yeah.
Okay. Are you screen sharing or no?
Oh, I'm on a different computer, remember? 2 different computers.
Well, can we believe it, even though we saw it on the internet?
We'll trust him this time. So it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where's the suppressor?
Okay. But the other thing we can see here is that we have the suppressor upgrade kit, 25 times 4. It takes 100 in order to upgrade the suppressor. This is available here, and what's the next slide? Okay, Feast or Famine TLC. If you're able to do all 4 levels of this, you're going to get 4 mastery prizes, where you get the masturbator badge for everybody for doing this. No, that's only with the Nemex and the Saturn. You don't get that. You don't get that badge here, but you get the 100. But you also get 4 12-hour tokens, upgrade tokens. So it subtracts 2 days from potentially 8 to 9 days of upgrade for them.
But you'll have to be able to do this TLC. We don't know what the mastery round is going to be like.
Not at this point. I've seen people run through the first couple rounds quite easily, because it's on the right-hand corner. It's bat rays, razortail, and silverfish.
Okay.
And I've seen some people run through the first 2 rounds, but it was only around for, when I did this, it was only around for an hour before I was able to have a chance to see this.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know. It's going to be a quick show because I forgot about what Wrong Thinker did today. Oh yeah, or yesterday, a couple days ago. Yeah.
What?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, how much we actually want to talk about this. But go to the next slide. All right. Wrong Thinker made a post. Wrong Thinker thinks and whatnot, and he gave us a lot of justification for what Kixeye has done over the last year. I guess there's a lot of discussion points in here.
Too many words.
Yes, those boys and their words. And the first point, if you want to read through it, is he's taking credit for the survival system. And the way I see the survival system is it's a modification of the old resistance system. It's not as effective from the player side, but it's much more easily implemented from the designer side. And to the point where people are wondering, like, is my armor working at all? Because it's not as effective anymore.
Right.
So I don't know. Does anybody have any long, ideas associated with the survival system relative to the resistance system that we had before in the PvE part of the game?
All I know is that I can't tell anymore because I have some ships that have armor and some that do not. And I'm glad that I can't have a bad build now. But if I don't need the armor, I don't want to have to put it on there and take the time. I just wish I knew if it was working.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the problem I have, and I think a lot of players, is you can't really have a good build anymore on some of this stuff, at least defensively. And so armor has become, I mean, how many months has the Praetorian been out? And we still haven't seen an armor for it. And we haven't even seen a defensive special for it. It's sort of showing the survival system is not really replacing what we had before with the resistance-based system, at least in my mind. Because, you couldn't imagine going months with no defensive special and no armor. for a ship.
Well, most of us just don't understand how it works. So
Yeah, it's okay. For over that part, because I found the survival aspect of the game and the way it was changed to be the most controversial out of this. Battle reports, sometimes it works. I wouldn't, I wouldn't. It's I'm not sure what the best way to put this is.
It's not the end all be all.
Well, I wouldn't replace it with like a pregnancy test. I mean,
Yeah, there you
the accuracy is like, oh, you're not the daddy, Mike. Could come up at any point in time. So, yeah, it's battle reports, especially once you start getting into evade and some of these other factors, aren't really. I don't always find them to be accurate. So, or whether it's accurate or we just don't understand what they're putting out there. So, and I don't know, but otherwise, I like the whole idea of battle reports. I really like the idea. I think it was, a great idea as far as providing players feedback.
yeah, it was a great idea.
Yeah. And they've added firing arc, mountains, and fog banks to the game.
Did that make it fresh and interesting for you?
Well, it was. Well, when fog banks were working correctly, fog banks are not working correct. Didn't work correctly in this last DLC. There was too many dead points. But it did a little fun to the game, but it actually made all the targets longer than they needed to be, in my opinion. You need to go back to fog bank in order to do anything. It extended the game too much. The targets need to be smaller if you're relying on fog banks, in my mind.
Yeah,
the mountains. I'm not loving the mountains, to be honest.
me either. I mean, they were fine when strikes worked, but now that strikes don't work.
Okay.
Next.
Yep. Yeah, they consolidated the sectors. Okay. Yeah, I need to go probably get a beer in a little bit, but do you want to talk interceptors and shipwrecks for a while?
Is there anybody else that would talk about it? I can talk about it, but I don't know if anybody else can.
Or wants to.
Or wants to, because I know that most of you just do not enjoy that aspect of the game.
And they appear, if you read through this paragraph, I won't read it out loud, but they don't appear to get it. I mean, they think the only thing that the players are upset about regarding this is the leaderboard. If you read through this, they're not, not that the players are concerned the fact that, Aussie as an example, you were number 4 on the individual leaderboard, but yet you weren't able to claim all the prizes. The new prizes, you weren't able to claim all those, while players that were in some of the top 15, 20 alliances were able to claim all of them and had points left over that they could not spend.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm like, reading through this paragraph, they don't understand this.
Well, the other thing too, they said that they've not made the shipwrecks mandatory parts of the game. That they were just a fun alternative. But that's not true, because you had to be able to participate in the shipwreck event to get base prizes, PvE prizes. Well, what we consider PvE, protecting our base.
You couldn't get the new rocket,
Yeah.
and then you couldn't also the leaderboard prizes for the alliances
Right.
were over the top as far as getting 30 days of upgrades and 30 days of build for your silverfish.
Right.
PvE stuff. That rubbed me wrong also.
Right. Now I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't mind the leaderboard prizes when it's things like skins or stuff they can show off, and I get that. I'd love to have some of that stuff. But when it affects the game, then it matters.
Yeah. And anybody else on this paragraph? Okay. Everybody's quiet tonight. And we haven't forgot about classic PvP either. They've released some halls. Okay. That's all I read in there. So we move on. Finally, we transitioned to a new season model where, seasons are interleaved, which basically you can describe as the 2-month raid cycle, where it still appears to be poorly communicated that a lot of players and, don't understand that it's even going on yet.
And they say that they reduced it, the whole build times to make it easier, but they then went and added upgrades, which made it actually longer. So
Feels like a bit like a government trying to preach to us, doesn't it?
kind of does.
We lowered your taxes, but we
upped your tariffs, and it's okay. That part I'm like, because that I feel is a communication issue, because a lot of people, I think are going to be surprised. Not people that watch this show, but people are going to be surprised when we were like, oh, now we're in siege. I think people are going to be surprised.
Yeah, some people will. There's a lot of people that don't read the forums. They don't go to Discord. They just look at the screen in front of them. Now it's good. I understand they're going to be coming out where the information will be in game, so you don't have to go outside of the game to learn about what's going on, and that's going to help a lot of people that don't take the time. To do what we do.
Yeah. So. All right, let's see what's up next. Okay, this is what's coming next. All I read is gonna be some. They got some cool ideas.
That's scary.
Is anybody reading any more into that sentence? All right. Some cool ideas in regarding the next raid cycle, and they're gonna make the FM less grindy.
Yeah, by taking it away during Pillage.
Well, it's one of the worst grinds in the game. I don't even know that's true.
It's actually hit the high water mark. You can send 4 Praetorians to 4 120s and be done.
I leave it alone the way it is right now.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. I'd be happy as a pig and
It makes us happy, so they're going to change it.
They better not mess with that. They will, but
we know they will.
Yeah, it's going to happen at some point. But this is not one of the worst parts of the game.
Right.
As far as people complain much more about titanium acquisition than they do about the FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like smoke and mirrors. He's talking about a whole bunch of things that we don't care about and avoiding all the ones we do.
Yeah. It's I don't quite understand it, but it feels really out of touch. Everything I'm reading just feels like, where are you getting this information? But Um, yeah, and then part of our original promise of interceptors is it would be the flattest, fairest system in the game. This is actually a pretty low bar, and we're now looking at ways to better deliver on this promise,
Yeah, they couldn't.
increasing the availability of upgrade tokens to more players. I don't even know what to say about that.
Why even have them if everybody has them?
Well, why have the fucking upgrades in the first place?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're hated, and if you're going to make them available to everybody, then they don't actually do anything.
Right. So
Yeah, and the flattest, fairest system in the game, and then you have the alliances get 100 times the benefit that an individual player. This is not flat. This is not fair. This is the most egregious system I've ever seen in this game, and I've been playing it for like 9 years. This is the worst system. It's not the flattest. It's not the fairest. It's the most egregiously bad. As far as the delivery of points to players versus the price, we've been talking about this, and he needs to get sent into like a quiet room for a little while just to understand what he said to us, because I don't think anybody in the player base agrees with that statement.
Which is funny because he's almost 0 for 10 in these paragraphs.
There
are some good things in the game that he didn't even mention.
The inventory system, I like that.
And I do think the last raid, with its 3 different possible ways of doing it, was kind of the best format we've had for a raid in a while, barring the two raid cycle, of course. But
see that they should put it back on a 3 raid cycle, but keep the interleaving so that if you miss a raid, that you can still be able to participate in the next raid.
And the other thing I really love that they didn't claim on bug fixes or anywhere else. And a lot of people I don't even think realize is they fixed the locator. Does anybody notice that?
No.
No, it's actually finding the closest.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. FM targets. Well, I'm not sure if it's finding the closest one, but it's not finding the one in the sector two sectors away. It's finding one like 6 seconds away from you. So, yeah, use your locator, people. They made a huge amount of progress with that.
Well, that's good. Yay, Kixeye.
Yeah, but they didn't even take credit for it. I mean, that part I find weird, that they didn't even take credit for things they did good. I think that the players would appreciate.
And I think there's probably more than that out there that they're not doing or saying.
Yeah, take credit for the good stuff.
I don't know they ever acknowledged it was broken, because all I ever got back was it locates.
Yeah, I got back other stuff. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it was impossible. It never did that. It used to locate the target, and they acted like it was impossible. And I was, smoking the, the Canadian ganja. So yeah. So is that our last one here? Yep. All right. Well, go back to something colorful, and I don't know. What should we do?
I don't know. I think I'm going to have a colorful picture that I'm going to save for the future.
Okay. All right. Should I invite people? Do people want to come on?
Sure.
We're at. We got room for one more in the speaking group, but let me go ahead and post that in case anybody would like to join at this point, because we're done with the live show. And
are you going to create a hangout when you get back for hanging out after?
I'm thinking, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Figure out if I need to create a hangout. But the link's on the right-hand side in case anybody would like to join and talk. As Lady Cat implied, there's potential I can create a hangout for the after show, which is easier to add people to. And, I just add in Brother Ben.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
How you
Ben.
How is everyone doing?
Oh, just dandy. So, and there's the link is still there in case other people, we have a lobby and whatnot. And from what I heard here, we have a hot receptionist. I haven't seen her yet, but yeah, it's all good.
Still looking for a webcam.
Whatever. Don't talk about the webcam. But yeah, it's all good. But do you guys have anything to talk about for 2 or 3 minutes?
We'll come up with something. Go get your beer.
Okay.
Okay, you guys want to talk about him? How's everybody doing in Pillage so far? Have you guys in chat been actually playing Pillage or watching the show or listening to the show?
I'm still in repair.
Yeah, what did you try?
I did the 126. It's
Yeah.
very doable. Just got to figure out the pathing to it.
Yeah.
I took an hour and a half damage.
Which is not bad.
Praetorians.
Yeah, my Praetorians aren't finished. And I took, well, I guess between the two, it was about 3.5 hours. But then that's because one of them I crashed on and autoed.
I feel bad. Oh. That one I did for the group was like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe it's because it's got armor on it.
Well, maybe. I think it's more like you didn't do what I told you you probably should do, and that's hit the ships one at a time.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
But just refresh my memory. Did you tell me before I had started or after I was already doing it?
While you were doing it.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah, I think it's better if you don't try to take on everything at once.
Well, that's what I'm doing now with the Inferno Dragons on the lower target.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking about 18 minutes damage.
Yeah. See what I mean by they changed the 67s?
Mm-hmm. But the 63s are still like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had time to.
So while my prep are fixing, I'll do the lower ones.
That is still the only practical way to get lots of points with the B sets.
I'm getting on my alt that only has 3 prats. I'm getting 5,000 points every 10 minutes.
And see, I'll probably just run my prats till they're almost dead, and then repair overnight, and then do the same tomorrow. Because, I mean, my time's limited. I have to work. So I can only do so much.
Yeah. And as far as the Pit Viper Gatling gun,
Yeah.
I'm thinking 4 on each silverfish.
Okay. Why do you think 4?
Because it's only a 1-day refit that way.
Oh, that's that makes sense. Because
Okay.
you'll have those tokens.
Okay, let's put it this way. If you had unlimited refits, would you change them all?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I would change them all.
But I'm probably wrong on that. But
Wow. As it's no real way to know till.
right. Right. And
I like the quicker wind up. I like.
I like the extra damage.
And the extra damage, yeah.
The wind up, I really don't figure into my builds.
I thought they were the same weight, Bama.
They are
Yeah.
2090, I believe.
I think they're the same weight. So weight shouldn't be a difference.
Yeah.
Put up that slide while we're talking about it. That way you'll be able to point at it.
What's that?
But you have the slide that has the weights, and you can show the.
Yeah, I could. I'll find it.
We don't mind seeing the pictures again either. But.
Slide
There we go. Yeah, it's the same weight. So that shouldn't be a reason not to put
The
them on.
decay time might be useful too, because when you're soaring over to the next set of boats, it won't slow down as much in between.
Right. And the wind up time is almost twice as much. So I
It's another one of those nice to haves.
well,
The way I look at it, it's more of a sideways escalation, not so much a
right. It probably isn't a game changer escalation.
right.
No.
But it was dirty of Kits to release it a week before the raid, even though you get all them tokens.
Well, it's not as bad. I mean, that was my first impression, Ben. But it's not as bad as it. Okay, you can put. They're releasing 5 tokens for the steel plate, 5 for the normal silverfish. You can put 4 of these on with 1 token.
Yeah.
So
But
it's not awful. I mean, it's not like more of the issue is going to be trying to earn these things, I think, than actually refitting them. I mean, unless I'm wrong, I would just wait till I get 4 and then use one of those tokens I earn, and then boom, I got 4 more on, and 4 more on, but whatever that means. Yeah, I just don't. I'm not sure until we see. The problem I have is we only have a 2 raid cycle, and we're not even sure how effective these are.
Right.
Because they've changed some mechanics associated with it. It's not just a straight damage boost. It's quicker to ramp up, and it's slower, and it's quicker to decay. So you don't have that ramp up. So it's a different type of weapon that you need to hit faster with. And so it's, it might be good in TLCs later. It might be good. It might be good, as for lower level targets in the future. It might be better at autoing. I don't know, but we haven't had a chance to actually see how it performs.
So your advice would be, if you can get enough points, go ahead and get them. Don't worry if you can't fit them all, but go ahead and get them if you can.
Yeah, I wouldn't stress on these, to be honest. I'm planning to get, go half with my ships. I don't know that I need to go completely with them. Put them on half my ships. If I can earn them, enough in pillage, but that gives me 5 tokens, 5 one-day tokens, and we're earning 10. So it's not. More of my issue is not that they released them the last week before the last raid. It's the fact that it is the last raid in this cycle. So we can't even figure out how effective they actually are. And so, that's more of my issue.
Well, I guess, we got a co-op target coming up. So if somebody goes in with all guns loaded, with all the new guns and somebody doesn't, we can see the difference right away.
Yeah.
So get the tokens so you can put more on if you have to.
Okay. We have some people in the lobby.
You want to drop me down for a few? You can.
No. I'm just trying to figure out if anybody wants to be on the live show. I know some of these people don't like to talk on the live show, so I'm just giving anybody before I end the show. If anybody that's down in the lobby wants to, well, we had a couple of lobby people drop.
The fear of possible
Okay,
talking.
Kraken Dark. Okay,
They seem
I
to
can leave.
Ben agreed. So Kraken Dark, I'm adding in.
I will
You
too.
can drop.
Indeed.
You can drop me because I'm about to go out anyway.
No, well, Tanker's. I'm not even sure he's still there.
Yeah, I'll drop me next because I've got to go out. I've got to drop kids off and I'll be out for hours after that. So I'm going to be going now anyway.
Yeah, are you wearing the suspenders this week?
No.
Okay.
Hang on, what's he got on? Bring him here. Bring him here. Hang on. Bring him here.
Whoops.
Move that keyboard.
I meant to put you on present, but I accidentally.
Put it up top. Hey, where'd I go? Oh, there I am. There he is. That's him today.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
Is that a best?
Is that a baseball shirt?
Yeah, I think so.
Like from a baseball?
Yeah,
Cricket?
like it. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
What is it? Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball.
Okay.
All right, he's out. There you go. You can have him back.
Okay.
oh.
Very good.
See you later, little Aussie.
He's off to daycare. All right, I'm out. I'll catch you Friday, which is Saturday for me.
Take care, Austin.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.
Good night. Hi, Kraken.
Hello. It's been a while.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Cool.
The wife is working late, so I can talk for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I got my weapons lab upgraded, and I can get 6 of them for a day's token.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sort of like a day and 9 hours or something like that.
6.
For all
Well, you get 6 hours each, or it's 6. You can get 4 for a day's token, right?
No, I can get. It's 4 hours with the weapons lab already upgraded.
Okay, I'll have to double check that because I thought it was because mine are all upgraded.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, maybe I was
And
wrong
mine's
on
like
that.
4 hours.
Okay.
And mine says 4 hours and some minutes. So
Okay. All right. Maybe. Okay. Greg is saying 5 hours for 22 hours. 20. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I was working on old stuff, but yeah. Yeah. The refitting time isn't awful.
no, it's not. Just trying to balance it with whether to do a suppressor or not.
Yeah. The suppressor is highly questionable.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then getting all these freaking weapons.
Yeah, because we haven't even seen what's going to come up.
Right.
You know, like how are they going to change? How is the 900 target going to be different than the 500 and 501 that we need to have? You know, additional combat speed, additional survival, and whatnot. Is it going to be that different of a target?
Exactly. Has anyone done the TLC for the suppressor yet?
Nope.
No.
The first round is 3 targets. Second is 4, and mastery is 5.
Okay.
Have you done it all?
First two, I was able to get done with 1 fleet of my silvers, but I had to repair them, and then it was the S and X targets for the mastery.
Okay.
Okay.
The last one is fun though, because it's just 4 gluttonies. So you just take your suppressor around through there and hit the 4 gluttonies and piece of cake
Okay.
for
And that's
target number 5.
Okay. No, that sounds well, fun's one word, but it sounds easy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just time consuming.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't hear you guys talk about it, so I thought I would get on and say, hey, I've done some of it. So
Well, that's
No.
very helpful.
No, it's helpful. Yeah. I see Jordy back in. There we go. Jordy, you've entered the show.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Oh, just fucking dandy.
Hi, Jordy.
Hello, Lady Cat. You haven't mentioned the Lions Pride Week.
What?
The Lions Pride.
I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure you'll explain.
Have you looked at your Lions score?
Well, the purple, yeah.
Yeah, the bright cerise pink. Outed by Kixeye. I'm in Alliance and I'm proud.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, colors are colors and whatnot,
Yeah, some colours hurt old eyes. And that's one of them.
I'll have to check that out.
Bright pink for your alliance points.
I thought I'd seen the last of that colour in the 80s.
Well, it was some sort of spandex skirt you were wearing.
No, it's the spandex shorts.
Okay. Very nice.
Not tonight, believe me.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else we have left for the live show at this point?
Nope.
Anybody can say yes. Otherwise, we've gone over the hour, and I'm just seeing if there's anything else that anybody else has to add before we go to the after show. And
Any questions from chat before we go? Hefe's here. Ask him now. Or he's going to need another beer.
yeah. So we'll be back on Friday, and I'm probably going to be hitting the B sets on Pillage, based on what I've seen, what other people are doing, as far as hitting the S sets or whatever they're calling them now. So it's like, why bother? So I don't know. Okay. Well, if nobody has anything else for the live show, I'm going to go to the after show and see y'all on Friday. And hopefully we know more at that point in time. And
Sorry.
I'm not sure. Somebody's moving furniture
Sorry,
around.
missed a year.
Okay.
Hefe, there is one thing. There is
Okay,
one thing.
Okay.
Some people might have had trouble logging into the game today. It would
And why is
appear that Google changed their settings throughout the day. So what's happened is in your Flash settings on Google, they've disallowed all Flash on some of the Google accounts. So you have to go in and change it to ask each time to allow you to be able to activate that Flash player.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I ran into that a while ago, so yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see y'all on Friday, and I'll post the link one last time if you guys want to join this show, and hopefully by Friday I'll have a hangout stream for the actual after show. But I hope you all have a good time. And later, people.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night. Another flash crash.